I got? Falling leaves drift by my window. The falling leaves are red and gold. I see your lips, the summer kisses, the sunburned hands I used to hold. Since you went away, the days grow long, and soon I'll hear old winter's song. But I miss you most of all, my darling, you. When autumn leaves start to fall, since you went away, the days go long, and soon I'll hear old winter song. But I miss you most of all, my darling, you. When autumn leaves start to fall, when autumn leaves start to fall. And we welcome you to a very different JV live from the Steinway room tonight. Not starting tonight with Piano Man, but more in keeping with today's Remembrance theme, in fact the whole weekend. And we welcome you to a smarter JV, a jacketed JV, and a poppied JV. Because today we remember. And I thought actually appropriate, last year we commemorated the Remembrance Day with many interviews and longer service. Today we're just going to do around about half an hour of reflection and some musical and some poetry and some actual reflection from somebody who was there in a time of war when we weren't. And we reflect on the figures. We reflect on the figures, and I just throw these figures out to you because the figures are very difficult to comprehend for most of us, whether it be 1 or 17 million. 17 million people died, estimated, and probably underestimated that in the First World War, 1914-18. 18 million, the Great War. 17 million, the Great War, the war that would end all wars, apparently. And within just a decade or so came the war that killed 73 million plus million people. The anguish and the war-torn countries of Europe, of Africa, of Japan, as the World War raged between 39 and 45. Before cessation of hostilities in VE Day and VJ Day, which some out there tonight remember. I don't, I was born in 1960, but it was very much on the lips of those of us who were, and on the minds and the resonance of a society. You only had to walk around the streets of London, where I was born, to see gaps where there used to be houses. Houses built in 1910 or 1895, where a new house had been built in 1965, where a bomb had dropped on its way back to Germany or on its way through to the centre of London to bomb, with the bombers, the German bombers and the Messerschmitts dropping their load. London has suffered. Liverpudlians suffered. Mancunians suffered. Across the country, people suffered. Barrow-in-Furness suffered. Belfast suffered a terrible loss, as I was there just recently and was told the losses that occurred there in one single night as they bombed the shipyards. Losses that were in the millions, but each one was personal. Each death was of a brother, was as a son, was a husband, was a father. And each loss was felt deeply. And some of those losses are still felt today. And those of us who watched the Festival of Remembrance yesterday will see the terrible emotion that was brought up as so many of the older generation from those wars, some now very, very, very few left from the 14-18 war, but the Chelsea pensioners who took their place, amongst others. And on this day I reflect on just with this. I posted something this morning that I saw from a man who's been through so much, and he asked, on a wing and a prayer it was titled, and he asked for us to adopt the Lord's Prayer here, where it says, "Forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us." And that from the Paternos, the Lord's Prayer. And I hope that's what we can reflect on, that actually reconciliation and the theme of reconciliation, bringing people together. If you remember what happened in the Second World War, So much of what happened in the Second World War happened because it was the end of the First World War was ended badly. Reparations, war reparations, which ruined Germany and forced people into the arms of a man like Hitler to greater and even worse evil, if that can be quantified in that way. And so reconciliation means the bringing together of two people. It's a ministry that the Bible mentions in a book called Corinthians. Those of you who have not faith, don't worry about this too much, but reconciliation is what the principal ministry of Christianity is, to bring two warring factions together and bring friendship and bring understanding. And that's what I pray as I hit my 60th, 61st year coming up now. And as I get older, I see that actually reconciliation means what a friend said today, a dear friend Tony, one of my closest friends, he said, reconciliation means us imbibing each other's stories, imbibing each other's, ingesting, listening to, paying attention to. You may not agree with them, but you find common ground whereby you can reconcile what they've been doing in COP this year, this week. Trying to find common ground to save a lot of the planet from overheating and everything else. And so that's what we try to do with reconciliation. As we remember, we try to reconcile. There's a song that I recorded some years ago now. A lady put, there was the tune to my song is Love Unknown, and there's a beautiful video with it, and the lady wrote some new words, and it was based on that verse where it talks about knocking swords into plowshares. On this day of remembrance, I hope this means something to you all. Thank you, Rachel.
Hope for the world's despair. We feel the nation's pain. Can anything repair this broken earth again? For this we pray in every place, a spark of grace to light the way. Wisdom for all who bear a future in their hand, entrusted with the care of this and every land. When comes the hour, O Lord, we pray, inspire the way we spend our power. Honor for all who've paid most painful bitter price. When duty called, they made the greatest sacrifice. The memory will never cease to cry for peace and harmony. Peace for the troubled mind, in endless conflict caught, each soul that cannot find the peace beyond all thought, may they be blessed with healing balm, for in a calm and perfect rest. Love for the human heart, when hate grows from our fears, and inwardly we help us to sow love's precious seed in word and deed, that peace may grow. Help us to sow love's precious seed in word and deed, that peace may grow.
The lyrics by Alison Barrett, as you said, and we give full credit to her for that. I was involved in, as you can tell, with Mark Edwards arranging that beautiful hymn. And what beautiful imagery. Thank you, John Bound, talking about that ministry of reconciliation. 2 Corinthians 5, be reconciled to God. And then it says later, be reconciled to each other. He has given us the ministry of reconciliation. And that's for all of us. That's the ministry we all have, to be reconciling. I'll talk about John Bound later on. We have a very special guest here tonight, and it was we've got a couple of weeks of this. Hopefully we're going to, many of you would have watched the Festival of Remembrance yesterday on television. You would have seen a man in a wheelchair. He had no legs, one eye, and he'd lost a lot of his fingers. In the Afghan, he walked onto a 75-pound IED and lost everything. We've been working with him for the last week in Thornley Hotel up in the Lake District, and he was on that programme, and he's agreed to come on hopefully next week on Zoom and talk about his own experience. An experience I wanted to get him on tonight, but he was travelling back from London, couldn't do it. But I'd also thought actually who I wanted on the programme. And last year, if you remember, during this time, we invited a guest on, Peter Day. And Peter started talking, and I wanted to hear more about his experience and more about his life in the services. And Peter, we welcome Peter now. Peter, are you with us? Let's have you.
Yep.
There we are, Peter. How lovely to see you. Beautifully dressed, sir. Thank you.
Get to see you this time. We only heard you last time.
Yes, we only heard you last time. It was true. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. Very tired, but
yes. Tell us a bit about your day first of all, before you tell us a bit about you.
Yeah, as many of you know, Louise and I are both brass players. Louise plays cornet and was invited initially by our church to perform the last post. In conversation, it came out to the parish secretary of one of the local parishes that Louise plays cornet and therefore bugle tunes. And so we did last post at 11 o'clock at the church, or Louise did. I did the timing and the driving, and then we rushed from there to the village of Ford, which is about 5 miles up the road, for a 12:30 service of remembrance at the War Memorial there. Got home, had lunch, and then went back to the church for a remembering service, because we're both in the choir in the church.
Yeah.
Because of course today is All Souls, am I right?
Was it today? All right.
Yeah, well, certainly we had a service of remembering for
Yes.
For lost loved ones today as well. So yeah, we've had quite a busy day, made doubly difficult because of the Remembrance Day factor for me. I have memories. I lost friends, and of course, I also lost my first wife back in 2016. So remembering loved ones, kind of, it all got a bit much.
Mixed together, yes.
Yeah.
Peter, you've been through an awful lot. thank you for coming on and agreeing to be part of this, because it's often a mixed blessing, isn't it? Coming on and sharing your experiences. It can be good, but it can be very difficult as well. And I'm aware of that. So I've asked you on to just talk about what you'd like to talk about in those reflections. Tell us, first of all, you lost friends. Tell us what your serving experience has been within the armed forces.
It was very mixed. I was in the Royal Corps Signals, and therefore not considered combat troop as such. Unlike infantry, we don't actually go in all guns blazing, although the signals are usually the first in on the battlefield and the last out, for technical reasons. Obviously, we've got to set up comms. But right from the very beginning of my initial training in the army, we had the Guildford pub bombings. I lost a friend there. We had the Birmingham bombings. I didn't personally know anyone, but there were guys who were stationed around me at the time. And we had the troubles in Ulster. And yes, I lost friends in Ulster. Saw guys come back with what some of the older school were calling, they were still using the term lack of moral fibre.
Yes.
LMF, which is now much nicer in the terminology, PTSD. Not a nice thing, but at least PTSD acknowledges that it's not a lack of moral fibre. In fact, most of the guys who've got PTSD are probably the strongest guys you could see, but it just gets to a point where even the strongest guy can't cope with everything that's thrown at you.
PTSD, for people, Peter, a lot of people understand it, the post-traumatic stress disorder, and it basically means you've seen too much, you've experienced too much, and the brain kind of shuts down at certain points. Would that be an accurate description?
That's a part of it. Another part of it, which has been very, very relevant this last couple of weeks, there's a lot of guys who might have what might be considered mild PTSD, who've come back from combat zones. If somebody sets off fireworks in their garden unexpectedly, it is the most frightening thing you can imagine. If the back of your mind tells you when there's a sudden bang, hit the deck, roll, and look for cover, and then somebody sets off a firework, and without thinking, you're already going down to the ground. It looks strange to other people, and it's frightening. It really is very, very frightening. So if people were to think a bit more before letting off fireworks, if they were to let their neighbours know and let pet owners know, there would probably be one or two less problems there.
Yes, I saw you. I think you posted about this as well. I think there's no consideration, particularly, is there? I think it's got worse, definitely over the years, where fireworks start going off from late October and go well into December and beyond. But there's no consideration. Just for you, I remember you talking about the incident. Would you take us through what happened for you? Because you suffered particularly a very, very stressful incident that no doubt you still have flashbacks to over the years.
We were in an isolated location in Kuwait, and a US Air Force plane didn't recognize us as being British troops, despite the Union flag painted on the roof of our vehicle. I lost my driver, and several of us were quite badly hurt. And because we were very isolated, very, very lack of communication with anyone else, particularly after the vehicle had been hit and our comms equipment had been destroyed, we had to wait a little while for people to come out and pick us up. The people who came out and picked us up were wonderful, and they were very, 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 very good. But when you lose a good friend, that suddenly, it's, I don't know how to put this. It does make you question the rights and wrongs of things. It makes you question faith if you have faith. It's something that I can't explain to anyone else.
No.
Cliche. You have to have been there to recognise it. It's just a horrific thing. Yes, I don't get the nightmares anymore, at least nothing like as badly. But things can trigger it, and I'm lucky. I can still walk around, and I'm reasonably fit and healthy. Yeah, I'm fine. I've reached retirement age, and I'm happy. There are a lot of guys who never reached retirement age, and there's a lot of guys who certainly can't walk around on their own. So yeah, it's difficult. Do I regret joining the forces? No, I don't. War is a dreadful thing, but I do believe that the only way to stop worse things happening is to have the ability to stop it.
Yes.
Sorry, right, going off subject there.
No. This is exactly the subject. When I was watching it last night, I thought about this. I thought, to stop worse things happening, bad things have got to happen. This is the great kind of debate of the pacifist, I suppose, is that how do you stop forces of evil, if evil they are, when you're trying to exterminate a race of people all completely? What is it that you need? You need a force which is greater and more powerful to stop it. Otherwise, greater death and destruction will occur. So I don't think I have philosophically any problem with this happening at all. I mean, the lines get blurred, definitely, and there are terrible things that happen. But I said at the beginning of this, in the introduction, that we see the best and the worst of people in these occasions. Would you agree with that?
Very definitely, very definitely. Recent wars. Well, I was going to say recent wars had no real victors and only losers. I think all wars only have losers. There aren't victors, but the perceived victors will always rewrite history to suit their end. And I think sometimes things that have happened are glossed over, and other things that have happened are pushed to the fore to justify what has happened and what was done. It's very difficult to say much more than that without getting into deep politics and the sort of thing.
Yeah, and that's it, isn't it? It's not. I think it is super political in a sense. Yeah. It is philosophical at its root of the need for. And I think that song that we just had, it was based on that, knocking swords into plowshares. This ultimate dream where war will be no more. That I don't want to study war no more. Remember that old Negro spiritual? I don't want to study war no more. I'm going to lay down my sword and shield down by the riverside, and the riverside being a place of peace. Because that's what you, interestingly, having met you and come down to see you in your house down in Bognor, what you want to do is you want to be with your dog, you want to be with your wife, you want to be with your son, you want to live a life where you go down to Spa and you buy your food and you eat and you do normal things, you love and you experience life. What are your reflections on a day like today or yesterday during the Festival of Remembrance, when you see these troops marching? Does it give you an ache to be with them? What are your thoughts? I just need to know. I'd just like to know.
Oh yeah, it's old, it's cliche, but yeah, it stirs the heart. The hairs on the back of my neck stand up. A good military band is a wonderful thing to hear. To see troops marching perfectly in step behind a military band is. Yeah, it's a sort of perfection. And it would be nice if that was the only thing that troops ever get trained to do, or ever need to be trained to do. Sorry. But yeah, it's. I think if I were 20 years younger and a conflict started tomorrow, I would certainly be hankering to go and join in, to do my bit, because I think that I'd be very hypocritical if I had the views that I've got and then said, no, I'm not going off to war. And even knowing what I know now, if I were, as I say, 20 years younger, 30 years younger, and was asked, then yes, I would go off to war again, simply because, or on the understanding that the war I was going off to was a justifiable war. If we were getting rid of something or someone that was causing massive suffering and evil somewhere else in the world. But it's such a deep and complex subject, and we've seen recent wars have been based on doctored truths, and but as a soldier you have to accept what your commanders tell you, and you have to accept that that's true. And when you realize that it is completely not true, then you have a responsibility to make the people in charge aware of the fact that in fact we're doing this on a false premise. But
a false premise. Yeah. I totally agree with this, and I think this is where probably the difference between the First World War and now, and Second World War, which changed dramatically, the kind of the over-the-top mentality, and then the Second World War, which was different but killed more. But now the way that people fight, there has to be some call to honesty and integrity and truth before sending men out to die on the fields like cattle, as I think it was Wilfred Owen that talked about that, wasn't it? So, we have a responsibility, because every single man or woman that dies is somebody's son, brother, mother, father, whatever. And I think it's this individuality that is lost when you see these mass numbers of people that are lost. And, it must break the spirit. Peter, we could go on for hours, but I'm just going to ask you one last question. Again, a question you don't have to answer. You mentioned about faith. You get shot up. I remember, let me just tell you a little tiny one-paragraph story. Sue's father, who for many years I got to know him. He's gone now, and he was signals on a clipper. He was a signalman. He was the signalman, and he served 39 to 45 and lied about his age to get in, and got in, and was an intelligent boy and became the signalman. And he often said that it was the best time of his life and the most frightening. Both of those were true. He also said at the moment when he'd grown up with a faith, his grandmother had been a fierce Baptist, a member of the Baptist church. He won all the Sunday school prizes for the Bible. And when he got out onto the clipper, there was one where the Messerschmitt strafed his ship in Greece, and his friend dived left and he dived right. His friend was cut to pieces and died, and he survived because he went right. And he said at that time, I couldn't accept, John, the randomness of it. And in terms of God and faith, I didn't know where that put me. Now, does that ring true for you at all? Where do you put faith at this time now for you?
Now I've found faith again, not least because of Louise. She's helped me an awful lot in that sense.
Bless that woman. She's such an amazing woman, isn't she?
Yeah. Don't say it too much. We'll have to widen the doors to get ahead.
No, I know. But you've got to say it once every now and again.
Yeah, once every now and again. I mean, back when it happened in Kuwait, I can remember being approached by a United States Army minister who was trying to sort of soothe the troubled brow. He was trying to placate me, and he said, "You mustn't blame the pilot. They're working over time they're flying far more sorties than they should. They have to be given drugs to actually keep them awake while they're flying. At that moment, had I not been unable to get out of the bed that I was in, I probably would have killed a minister. I couldn't imagine how anyone would think it was right to tell someone under those circumstances,
that it wasn't their fault.
Yeah. I wasn't looking for blame. I was looking for a why.
Yes.
Why on earth we had the Union flag painted on the top of our vehicle, as did most vehicles, because we had allegedly air superiority. But yeah, it's just one of those things. Faith comes and goes. There are times when I think everybody doubts.
That's me. Definitely.
I think it can only be a saint who has perfect faith all the way through, because if you don't have the doubts and you don't have the questions, you can't actually confirm your faith.
I totally, absolutely agree with you. I think that's absolutely right.
If you believe and follow blindly, then and you don't question anything, then how can you know it's right?
Yeah. Peter, it's a very honest opinion, and it's one I think I shared this week on the thing that we were always told: doubt your doubts, just believe it. It's been said, just accept it, and I never did. And I always question. It's a result of that. If a faith cannot take a battering, if it cannot take questioning, then you have to kind of ask what kind of faith it is. If it cannot stand up to any scrutiny at all, I think you have to say there are things that we don't understand, and there are things that happen that are outside of our knowledge and understanding of faith. It's not all boxed and packaged up, delivered to you by CPD or DPD or wherever they are. Who's CPD? I don't even know who CPD is. But should it be a DPD? But do you know what, David? You've been absolutely fantastic, Peter, and I have to say thank you for joining us again and telling us in detail what went on. Actually, having the courage to come on, to speak honestly, and to share stuff that is very personal with a wider community of people who know you both and really value you both. I haven't spoken to you for a long time. I haven't spoken to many people for a long time. So God bless you. Thank you so much for what you brought. And thank you, I have to say to you personally, and I'll say it front, thank you so much. You were one of the people who said you'd take me wherever I needed to go up to hospital. You would drive from wherever you were in Bognor to come and take me up to hospital. In the event I had a couple of people locally that could do it. So, but that's the kind of man, by the way, everybody, that Peter is. He is selfless guy, self-deprecating to a fault, and now deeply embarrassed that I've embarrassed him now. But I don't care. And furthermore, he's coming to play. Him and Lou are coming to play at my carol service on the 19th of December. And if you're around here in Guildford on the 19th of December on St Saviour's, then you can come and hear them play the cornet and various other bits and pieces. Right, we've got to go. Peter, bless you. Thank you for sharing so openly with us. Have a lovely evening and enjoy the rest of the show. We're just going to have a song now that takes us from there. I think actually we published this last year on YouTube and various other. Got so many hits watching this and listening to the words. Very appropriate for a day like today, and that's Bring Him Home.
Have always been let him rest. Heaven bring him home, bring him home. Bring him home. He's like the son I might have known if God had granted me a son. The summers die one by one, how soon they fly. On and on, and I am old and will be gone. Bring him peace, bring him joy. He's young, he's only a boy. You can take, you can give. Let him be. Let him live. If I die, let me die. Let him live. Bring him home. Bring him home. Bring him home.
Well, that was, I think that was recorded before I had the transplant. I seem to remember, and yeah, it's nice. Good filming from my wife Sue, and lovely work, but particularly the emotion of it, which was real. Now we're going to welcome in to read a poem for us, a good friend of the show, the community, all the way from Croydon in South Londonish way. And Jerry actually is going to tell us a little bit, just in a few sentences, why he's reading this poem. It was sung yesterday, and he usually sings it at church, and I've asked him to read it for us tonight. But hello, Jerry, how are you?
Hello, JV. Not so bad. Yes.
Nice to see you.
Thank you. And you? I'd normally be at church singing this song, but I'm currently shielding because I've got to go and have a little investigation at hospital. So I had to shield for 3 days. And so I had to, like Her Majesty the Queen, I had to give up my chance of being where I wanted to be. So I kind of thought, well, if she can do it, I can do it.
Well, exactly. I thought she had a back problem, you've got a shielding problem, But you're going in, having the op, and we wish you all the better. Well, it's a procedure, isn't it, more than an operation?
Whilst you're all asleep on Wednesday morning, yeah.
Yes. What time is it you're going to have it, so that we know?
I'll be asleep as well. Thank God.
Yes. And it's to try and work out whether you can get a new thing instead of you have sleep apnea.
That's right. That's right. And I did some trials over the years and put myself forward for this. And basically, they want to have a good look inside and decide if I am suitable for another form of treatment. I may or may not be, but in the interest of research, I said yes.
Well, excellent. Well, we hope that you do. Sue has to sleep with something in her mouth because she often gets mild sleep apnea as well, so we know about that one. But she doesn't have to sleep with a mask. That's me. That's just because I'm ugly. That's different. Now, look, we're veering off here into, and this is quite the poem that you read is, what's it called? What's the title of it? Because normally you do limericks. Tonight you're not doing a limerick. You're doing a serious poem.
I'm reading For the Fallen by Lawrence Binion.
Yes. Who died of, I think, when was he born? I can't remember.
1869 to 1943.
1943 he died, that's right. And he wrote this for the Great War, wasn't it?
Yes, that's right.
Yes. And it's a tradition. I saw it yesterday being sung with a young boy, I believe.
Yeah. Normally that's what I do as well. But you only hear two verses. Or three verses from the whole thing when it's sung, because only two or three of them actually scan for music. Okay. Well, thank you for coming on. As usual, you're a great friend to this. Your reading facilities are well known to our Christmas concert and various other things. You read so beautifully. So thank you for your contributions. So off you go. Read it for us, and then afterwards, what we're going to do is without any thing, we'll have a few moments of silence, and then we'll hear a version of Abide With Me before we finish this part of the programme tonight. Jerry, thank you so much, and after this we'll just say goodbye to you, but thank you for coming on. Let's hear the poem now. With proud thanksgiving, a mother for her children, England mourns for her dead across the sea. Flesh of her flesh they were, spirit of her spirit, fallen in the cause of the free. Solemn the drums thrill, death august and royal, sings sorrow up into immortal spheres. There is music in the midst of desolation, and a glory that shines upon our tears. They went with songs to the battle. They were young, straight of limb, true of eye, steady and aglow. They were staunch to the end, against odds uncounted. They fell with their faces to the foe. They shall grow not old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun and in the morning, we will remember them. They mingle not with their laughing comrades again. They sit no more at familiar tables of home. They have no lot in our labour of the daytime. They sleep beyond England's foam. But where our desires are and our hopes profound, felt as a wellspring that is hidden from sight, to the innermost heart of their own land they are known, as the stars are known to the night. As the stars that shall be bright when we are dust, moving in marches upon the heavenly plain, as the stars that are starry in the time of our darkness, to the end they remain. They shall grow not old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun, and in the morning, we will remember them. When you go home, tell them of us and say, For their tomorrow we gave our today.
through the gloom and point me to the skies. As morning breaks and earth's thin shadows in life, in death, O Lord above.
Well, that was something, wasn't it? Thank you so much, Jonathan. That was a wonderful remembrance part of the evening. Thank you. That was really, really good. And welcome, everyone. Welcome to the Jonathan, Veira and Sue visit in the Steinway room. And for those of you who are new, thank you very much for joining us. Slightly different start to the show, but then that's what you can expect with Jonathan, a little bit of variety. And but it's lovely to have you. And if you are joining us because you've met us recently out on the road, then that's fantastic. I know that Anthea, you've joined us from Thornley. Anthony, I think you are probably listening to us, so hi to you. And
Anthony Cooper, lovely to see you, boy. We hope to see you next week on the show.
Yes, indeed. And we will look forward to you joining us next week. And if anyone's joining us, having seen us at Chesterfield, then that's fantastic, because we had such a great time, didn't we? Such a great time. It's been a tiring week, and hence we've done a few more of the recordings, because it seems a little bit kinder to Jonathan after he's used his voice so much this week. But we didn't want to leave you for another week without speaking to you. So
no, I think actually we slept this afternoon. We've been sleeping a lot of the day. It took us 7 hours to get back. I have no idea how long it took Anthony. If he's on Facebook, then do write in if you can.
Let us know.
Let us know that you're here and joined us. It's been did you get pictures of Thornley? Have we got a picture of Thornley?
I think Rachel can put a picture of Thornley up. So this is a lovely Christian hotel in Grange-over-Sands, which is at the south of the Lake District, on the coast there. And they gave us an incredibly warm welcome this week.
Jane.
We didn't quite know what to expect, but Jane, you were a fantastic host, and we had a wonderful time, and lovely, lovely people who coped with seeing Jonathan for the whole week very, very well. What can I say?
Yeah, I know. I'm surprised. That's amazing. Because I kept saying, I could cope with me for 2 hours, but the whole week, breakfast, not quite lunch, fortunately, and dinner, and we were effectively house parents. I think actually now I've got to take.
And can I just say, Jane, whilst Jonathan takes his tablets, can I just say, just in case you were wondering about Jonathan's behaviour whilst we were away, most of the time he was very well behaved, apart from the fact that he picked up a northern accent when we were staying with lovely John and Margaret Bown in Chesterfield. Love you guys. Thank you so much for your wonderful hospitality.
Wonderful.
So he has spoken with a Derbyshire accent or a general northern accent since we came to see you, which was a very long time. And,
it's right, and I just had to do it. I mean, I couldn't do anything else, you see. The thing was that there was nobody there from the south of England at all. So what I did was I just spoke northern, generic, all the way. And I thought to myself, why not, well, as they would say up in Derbyshire, mysen, and thee, and thou, and therefore thou art, and all that kind of thing. And actually,
tell
it was
them what happened. He kept sort of trying various things out. Jonathan's big thing is if he speaks to a local in the local accent and they don't respond negatively, then he thinks he's cracked it. So what did you manage to do?
They, up in Derbyshire, they say, right, hey up me duck, apparently. Hey up me duck, and you're supposed to say it, hey up me duck. That's roughly translated into Guildford for you, which is, how are you? And so I did the concert. They said, try that. So I went went to the first bloke down at the front. I said, help me, duck. And he went, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm from Lancashire. Right? And I said, what about the next woman? I'm not from here either. And then went to the next one. No, I don't live here. I didn't come from here. And it's like nobody was from Derbyshire.
But you went to the local shop and
I went into the garage to get some petrol down in Matlock. And I went and I did it because she was sitting behind. I went, hey, help me, duck. She said, I'm fine. How are you, love?
So it worked.
It works, you
and
see.
Can I just say, Stuart, I do realise that as far as you're concerned, this is not north enough.
No.
But you're just going to have to wait for Jonathan to crack that northeastern accent.
Northeastern
accent.
I don't have it. I just don't have it. And I don't know what it is. Everybody says the northeast, it just is such a difficult.
Yeah.
Scousers are easier. Anyway, moving on. We had a great time at Thornley. We met Judy and Chris Steele. They surprised us in the lounge. Yes, what a big
surprise. Our very own Judy and Chris suddenly burst upon us, which was fantastic. And also dear Marion Gaff, she was there, having wheelchair halfway around Grange over Sands, I think. But bless you, Marion, you found us in the end. And I'm delighted that you did.
She left the train station and just kept going left. I'm surprised she didn't end up in the sands. But she eventually found a way. I thought, but Marion, next time, get a taxi, all right? That's what I'd recommend to you.
And can I just apologise again to Jane that Jonathan didn't really mean to kick that very large cup of coffee all over the cream carpet.
I'm sorry about that. Such a lovely bedroom. She gave us such a lovely bedroom. And it overlooked the bay, and we'd open have a cup of coffee in the morning, and I turned right and knocked this flask of coffee.
It was a full cup, very large cup of black coffee. We
were mopping it up with the towels and all that kind of stuff to try and get the worst of it up. Anyway, enough about that. That was great.
So we have one or two birthdays and things to mention. Doreen Fairhurst, I know it's not your birthday, but I just wanted to wish you well because you've had a bit of a torrid time with your dose of COVID. So I know that for you, Bring Him Home is your favourite. So I hope that you enjoyed that very early on.
Nice one,
when
Doreen.
Jonathan sang that was beautiful. We had a good time, as I said, when we were awake. We sang some old songs when we were at Margaret and John's, didn't we?
We ended up doing later on the Sunday, because Margaret and John live in a lovely farmhouse, and you can look for 35 miles from the bedroom that they put us in, and just lovely up there. And
it was beautiful. It was a big step up from Premier Inn, I can tell you.
Literally,
step up.
Physically, a big step up some stone steps. The house has been since about 1642.
Beautiful.
And some people there, I think, still remember 1642. I don't think they've died. I think they've just stayed alive. But their hospitality was an example of what I've been trying to talk about, hospitality and kindness. These people are genuinely the kindest people. They don't know us, apart from through this. And they entertained us as if we were family. And it's a sense of family. Margaret didn't stop feeding us, and John kept cooking. He kept a beautiful breakfast, stuffed us full of stuff. My sugars were all over the place, John. I want you to know that.
No, they weren't.
And I just kept eating, and we had a lovely lunch on the Sunday. And then in the afternoon, we went into their lounge, into the front lounge, and his brother Sam was there with Shirley, his friend Shirley, and we sung all the songs from
Erica and David.
Oh, that's right. Sorry, Erica and David, of course.
With dear Erica and
David. And they sat there and they sung, and David was the leader. He
kept you going.
He kept me going and kept coming up with different songs and all the old hymns, and I just kept coming up, and he would go, oh, what about this one and what about that one? So we had a whole afternoon of singing really big songs. It was a shame because David went and got another UTI, went home and got a urinary tract infection, which is a shame. But I think they all had a great time, and people singing and crying and laughing, and it was wonderful. And it took me back to days of my childhood when we would sit round the piano and we'd just play go through hymns, and it would just be one after the other. But anyway, we sung this song, and this
one is for Karen. You've not been well, Karen. You've had a return of your seizures, and so we want to say we think of you, and this is a good one for
Karen
you
Spicer.
as well. Karen Spicer, yeah.
We send big love to you.
Yeah,
this one in.
God sent his Son. They called him Jesus. He came to love, heal and forgive. He lived and died to buy my pardon. An empty grave is there to prove my Savior lives. Because he lives, I can face tomorrow. Because he lives, all fear is gone. Because I know he holds the future, and life is worth the living just because he lives. How sweet to hold a newborn baby and feel the pride and joy he gives. But greater still, the calm assurance this child can face uncertain days because he lives. Because he lives, I can face tomorrow. Because he lives, all fear is gone. Because I know he holds the future, and life is worth the living just because he lives. And then one day I'll cross the river. What are you doing?
Well, you're finished.
I'll fight life's final war with pain, and then I'll see the lights of glory, and then I'll know because I know he lives. Because he lives, I can face tomorrow. Because he lives, all fear is gone. Because I know who holds the future, and life is worth the living just because he lives. He lives. That's finishing it. Sue eventually gave up.
I gave up. It's too high for me.
Well, I went, for those of you who understand these things, I went from E flat to E to F.
Yeah, but you don't
to
normally
G
do it in
to
the middle
A.
of a verse, do you?
Sorry?
You don't normally change keys in the middle
No,
of
I
a verse.
know. I like to do that because I could.
Just showing off.
Well,
Just
and it was
showing
also
off.
just to make sure that he knew everything was going on. Right now.
And I think he burst Rachel's eardrums.
It was a little bit on the loud side. Now,
What I'm going to talk about, yes, she said, Rachel just said yes, she just wrote to me, yes, you burst my eardrums. Now that's a top E. Because he lives!
He's just showing off.
And I have to say, I'm going to go higher in a minute.
Oh dear.
Up to an F. See, it goes. Ever since Sue's kidney has been singing ever so well, hasn't it? I mean, you've got to be honest in saying, could you just write in now and say if you think Sue's kidney is sounding quite good? All right, just write in, give us some hearts, give us some faith. Sue, what's happening? Come on, tell me.
Nothing at the moment.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Just catching up.
They're catching up.
A second.
Yes, Rachel is citing, yes, Sue's kidney
yes.
is sounding, is singing. Well.
Lots of hearts for mine.
For your kidney. I know, there we go. Well, that's it. We want to talk a little bit about, please, let's talk about the Emmanuel concert. Now, we've had a little bit of a setback in that Emmanuel Church is not publicising it for us as much as we thought they might have been doing, because they're very busy. So we need to publicise it instead. We need to get loads of you there, please. Because otherwise we're going to end up, here it is.
And here it is, our lovely advert for the Unlockdown sessions
and Claire,
live.
Claire Lawrence has developed, and she's done the record, but we'll talk about that in a second. But look at that, beautifully designed, a cheeky little picture by me. The Unlockdown concerts, beautiful colours, by the way. And it's a really nice one. Tickets are just, how much, Sue?
They're just £10, and they're available from me. Either on a phone number or an email address. And now that I'm back, I'm in one place, it should be easier for me to respond, and then just send out the e-tickets to you, or if you want physical tickets, I can get you those as well.
Let's get a pencil and a piece. Let's give people a bit of time, because people need to. They're old like me. They like a pencil or a pen. Get a piece of paper, and Sue's going to give you the number to ring, so you can get your tickets, because we want really to book this out. Otherwise, I do not want to play to an empty house, guys.
Can I just say thank you? I know a number of you have bought and paid for and got your tickets, so thank you for all of that.
Thank you for all of that.
We're just giving this an extra push, because
we'll be doing it a lot over the next 2 weeks. Okay.
So if you have your pen and paper with you, the address is, as usual, sue@jonathanveira.com.
All small case.
sue@jonathanveira.com. And then if you want to ring me, you can ring me on 07513 366 135.
Do that a lot slower, please, Sue. People are old.
07513 366 135.
Now, what's going to be happening at that concert is me just being a little bit
just Jonathan.
Naughty and nice and Christmassy.
He will be singing a lot of these lovely Christmas songs. So it's going to be a great celebration of being together, to be singing together, and for Jonathan to be really enjoying singing as much as he can from the Christmas album.
And others, and from the other Christmas album, and Bring Him Home.
And
we'll
just
do
making you laugh.
Telling you stories.
Great. You know, the last few weeks it's been fantastic to see Jonathan out there with a live audience instead of just his dead old wife
audience
in his bedroom. And he's in his Steinway room. And so, yes, it's great for him to have lots of people to react to and lots of people to laugh and to sing along. Because I know that you all sing along at home. I know you do. But actually, it's great if he can hear you singing along as well.
And laughing. When I tell you stories, I need you to laugh. Now, there was a whole situation I watched yesterday, and I just want to work out what this is all about. I need to know. Sue's going to go, oh, here we go. But I watched last night. I want you to observe, anybody who watched the Festival of Remembrance, I want to ask you how many masks were in. I've performed 20 or 30 times at Royal Albert Hall. There are 5,500 to 7,000 people that can fit into that place, all right? And I did not see not one single mask from there may have been up in the gods. There was none in the audience, none from the armed forces, none from the presenters, none from the obviously not from the singers. And in the church that we were at, I can't hear people. When people are in mass, I can't hear. Now, I get why people, some have to feel that they will if they're feeling vulnerable. But if you've had 3 injections and I need to see you. I need to see you. I kept seeing people thinking, they go, do you recognise me? How do I recognise them? All I could see was their head with the hair. And then they pulled the mask down. I went, oh, it's you. Gosh. Hadn't seen them for years. And so I do need to see people. Now, we love you to come, and if you feel that you need to sit in the corner
Yes, can I
over the
just
right.
ask, because someone did write and ask me recently, we will have a section set aside where you can
be
actually
safe.
Sit further apart.
If that's what you
people,
feel.
If that's what you feel. And we really, truly want you to feel more comfortable. Want to feel you as comfortable as possible.
So you can sit on the right-hand side. It's a big church. These are big places. And you can just sit over there, and you do not have to get close to people if that's not what you want to do.
Indeed.
For the rest of the people who, like in the Royal Albert Hall, all 5,500, 7,000 of them, they were sitting there, and you've had your injections. I presume you would have had, most of you would have had your 3 injections by the time you come anyway. And if you feel that you want to do the test, then do a test before you come. We want you to be there, and we want you to enjoy it. All right, so be safe if you need to be. You'll be sitting on the right-hand side. That's where I've designated it, and the rest will be sitting in the middle and on the left.
Yep.
Okay, that's how we.
Right-hand
But
side.
we do not want people to come along and be quiet. We need you to be
Yeah,
present.
Jonathan needs to hear from you because he's just been hearing from me.
From
for the
you,
last
and I love Sue.
He's so
I love
fed
you.
up
I
with
do.
me. He's so fed
But
up
you're
with
one kidney now. You're one kidney only. Now that's the Emmanuel concert. So Sue will leave the number. We'll leave the number in the
and,
deck information.
Yes, please feel free to get hold of me.
So, let's sing. Why don't I do the very first song that I wanted to do, which is the number 1 on the album. Well, wait for it, Rachel. Wait for it. Wait, not yet.
Oh, girl.
Go back.
Just switch it off that quickly, you know.
Right. So, for this one, we got the mastered version. It's now literally Claire finished it on Friday
Yep,
and sent
went
it
off to
off.
the printers.
It went off the printer, so we should have it back within 2 weeks.
We should.
Okay, and then it's off to you. All those of you who have sponsored this to make this thing happen, you're going to have an album of great and enormous quality.
And I can tell you that because we have listened to it a lot in the car.
'Cause we had to.
We've had lots of miles to go, and we have listened to it, and each time I hear it, I hear something different. It's fantastic, absolutely fantastic.
Epic. Yes, thank you. Rachel said it's epic,
It is
and I
epic.
think it is epic. So let's hear it. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Thank you, Rach. Just make sure the level is good out there in Radio Land. Here we go. 1, 2. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Everywhere you go, take a look at the 5 and 10. It's happening once again, with candy canes and silver gleams aglow. Oh, it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Toys in every store, but the prettiest sight to see is the holly that will be on your own front door. A pair of hop-along boots and a pistol that shoots is the wish of Bonnie and Ben. Dolls that'll talk and we'll go for a walk is the hope of Janice and Jen. And Mom and Dad can hardly wait for school to start again. Mr. Ben Castle on saxophone. Loads of saxophones. Here we go. Oh, it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Everywhere you go, there's a tree in the Grand Hotel, one in the park as well. It's the sturdy kind that doesn't mind the snow. Oh, it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Soon the bells will start, and the thing that will make them ring is the carol that you sing right within your heart. A pair of hop-along boots and a pistol that shoots is the wish of Bonnie and Ben. Dolls that will talk and will go for a walk is the hope of Janice and Jen. And Mom and Dad can hardly wait for school to start again. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Everywhere you go, take a look at the 5 and 10. It's glistening once again, with candy canes and silver lanes that glow. Let it snow, let
let it snow. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Toys in every store, but the prettiest sight to see is the holly that will be on your own front door. A pair of hop-along boots and a pistol that shoots is the wish of Bonnie and Ben. Dogs will talk and we'll go for a walk is the wish of Bonnie and Ben. And Mom and Dad can hardly wait for school to start again. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Everywhere you go, take a look at the 5 and 10. It's glistening once again with candy canes and silver lanes that glow. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Oh, toys in every store, but the prettiest sight to see is the holly that will be on your own, on your own, on your own front door. Wow. Thank you, Mr. Mark Edwards, Mr. Ben Castle, Arnie Sovergy, Phil Crabb, and who was it? Matt Weeks, and your own JV.
And as Michael Cooper pointed out, you sound a bit like Bing Crosby.
Bing Crosby. That's
spotted.
By the sea. That's one. As we look a lot like it
was really
everywhere. That's the one.
Very interesting, wasn't it? Because Richard, when he was here a couple of weeks ago, was commenting afterwards about Jonathan's voice, and he said that he felt that Jonathan had at least 6 voices as a singer. And actually, I thought that was a really interesting comment by Richard. Yeah. And I think this album has quite a few of the voices on it. Lots of different types of voices.
There's a sad one, and I want you to watch this. And listen to the words really carefully. We put it on. It was written by Paul Field. And those of you who watched us last year on Christmas Day, Paul wrote this for Christmas Day 2020. And I wanted it as a matter of record. He asked if I would put it on a year ago. And I said, you know what? Yeah. If we make this record, then yes, this is what we want to do. So we said yes. And we put it on. And we just wanted it very simply told. The story of Christmas 2020. And the beautiful Rachel, she came to see us over in Thornley, and she said, watch this. And she'd put a video to this, made us both weep. And if it doesn't make you weep, then I want to know whether you're still human. Now, come on. Remember last year. Anyway, this is on the album as well, as a memory and a social comment on these extraordinary times that we lived through. Thank you, Rachel.
Gonna be a strange Christmas this year, with unwelcome decorations of anxiety and fear, tables laid with loneliness, uncertainty and tears. It's gonna be a strange Christmas this year. See the faces behind the masks we have to wear. I want to shake some hands and see the smiles we need to share, to wish each other all the best for the year that is to come. But all those good intentions this year come undone. It's gonna be a strange welcome decorations of anxiety and fear. Tables laid with loneliness, uncertainty and tears. It's gonna be a strange Christmas this year. I wanna see my family and tell them how I miss the wonder of the human touch, the magic of a kiss. I wanna hold my grandchildren, read and sing songs. This painful separation just feels completely wrong. Stumbling through the dark, we long to dance into the light. This lockdown of our lives is like a chain that holds us tight. We need a star to follow. We need to be released this year more than ever. We need the Prince of Peace. Gonna be a strange, strange Christmas this year. It's pretty hard to talk about the season of good cheer. We hold on to our dreams, we hope and persevere. It's gonna be a strange Christmas this year. Gonna be a strange Christmas this year.
I mean, you tell me now that that is just not a beautiful piece of work by Rachel. She did that completely off her own back.
She did.
And it is a beautiful thing. And Jenny Woodward wrote from Australia.
She did. And actually, just on that, can I just say thank you to Rachel just for everything that she does. And Rachel, I know, wanted to thank everyone because I posted that she'd won this award at work for outstanding work and going the extra mile and demonstrating the values of work and integrity and so on. And I just think Rachel does the same for us. And so thank you, Rachel, and thank you to everyone who wrote on that, because that has meant so much to Rachel. She's normally a backroom girl. She normally doesn't get much notice, and this is very rare for her.
And she actually just wrote during that, do you think people will like it? So I want lots of hearts for Rachel, because this has become a programme. This is a programme as efficient and as wonderfully run as any BBC programme, because it features, we worry about what it sounds like, what happens during it, and how it looks. So it's great. Now, well done, Rachel, for that, and Claire and Ben, who are usually involved in this. And I know Claire has been
worked incredibly
hard on the album covers and the advertising for the new shows. Mm-hmm. One that you became involved in. This is the first time you'll hear this. So let's hear Adore, shall we? Let's hear this one. Some of you recognise this. You recognise me going, sing, don't sing, sing, shut up, not now, all that kind of thing. But here we go.
You step down from heaven, humbly you came, God of all creation, here with us, in a starlit manger, He Emmanuel, light of the world, here to save. Adore, come let us adore. Oh, come let us adore. Here the Lord, worship Christ the Lord. Let all that is within us adore. Wise men bring their treasure, shepherds bow low, angel voices sing of peace on earth. What have I to offer to heaven's King? I will bring my life, my love, my own. Adore, come let us adore. Oh, come let us adore Him, the Lord. Worship Christ the Lord. Let all that is within us adore. Angels sing, praises ring to the newborn King. Peace on earth here with us, joy awakening. At your feet we fall. Angels sing, praises ring to the newborn King. Peace on earth here with us, joy awakening. At your feet we fall. Chorus, come on now. Angels sing, praises bring to the newborn King. Peace on earth here with us, joy awakening. At your feet we fall. Adore, come let us adore. Oh, come let us adore Him, the Lord. Worship Christ the Lord. Let all that is within us adore. Come let us adore. Oh, come let us adore Him, the Lord. Worship Christ the Lord. Let all that is within us adore Him, adore.
fantastic production from Neil Costello, arrangement by Mark Edwards and myself, and beautifully orchestrated by Mark. Backing vocals by my children, Nick and Matt Veira, and Belinda, Julie Costello and Belinda Grant, and you, the choir.
Yay.
Did you hear yourselves?
Yeah.
Did you hear that? It's massive. It was great.
Great
Neil did a
sound.
great job getting you all to
sound.
sound together. That was brilliant. Can
Before you
go
move on,
go
I just want to dedicate that to a certain person who's got a birthday tomorrow. Certain gentleman that a few of us know in the community. John Dick, it's your birthday
It's
tomorrow.
not.
It is
He's
his
at church,
birthday
isn't he?
tomorrow. No, he was in earlier. I'm not sure if he's still with us, but if he's watching, then happy birthday to you for tomorrow, John. And you had the great idea of using us all as part of the choir the first time round, and we want to thank you for that. And what a lovely version this is going to be on this album.
Yes, I was going to just write to John and say, we just mentioned John Dick. Let's get him in there. John Dick. Oh, we'll just we'll go mad.
Pause for a minute. Just
Here we go.
He writes.
Here we go. Let's see if I can get him on here. Just say.
Oh dear.
Yeah, we like that. I bet he doesn't answer. He's probably still at church. Oh, no, he's not answering. That's a shame.
He's probably gone to bed.
I doubt that. He goes to bed at 3 o'clock
he's
in the
gone
morning.
to get some chips.
Right, never mind. Oh,
Hello,
John Dick. We can't really hear you, but we're on the show, and I know that you've gone to bed or watching the television. You're watching some rubbish on the TV, and done your thing. But we just wanted to say happy birthday. We just sung you a song. We just sung you Adore from the new album, and you've missed it because we're in the middle of the show. But John, happy birthday, old chum.
Thanks very much. It's tomorrow and I'm going to be 42. How exciting.
42? No!
42.
Oh, such a
How
baby.
did you reach that? You wee boy, you.
Crazy. I was listening earlier on, but some friends have just popped in with some presents.
With some presents, all
very
right.
important.
I'll leave you then. All right, just wanted to say happy birthday to you, my son, and God bless you, all right?
Thank you so much.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
Happy
bye.
birthday. Bye.
There we go.
Excellent.
Just have to do it as you think it. Now, can we have, please? What I want is, I'm Dreaming of a White Christmas.
Oh.
And then we'll do Mary. Then we're going to do some other songs, and then we're going to do. Just because I want you to listen to this album, because now it's not out yet, but this is a preview, right? And we hope that we don't get shut down by Facebook. We should be fine for this. It's my album, for goodness sake. Here we go. This one. I hope you enjoy this one. You might recognise this one a little bit. You can sing along. And here's a lovely little... Click your fingers. There we go.
I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, just like the ones I used to know, where the treetops glisten and children listen to hear the sleigh bells and the snow. Oh, I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, with every Christmas card I write. May your days be merry and bright, and may all your Christmases be white.
Play it away, boys. Here we go. Mr. Arnie Silverchair on double bass. Lovely playing, boys. In all the jazz clubs, as soon as we finish, we give them a clap. You ready? Everybody, go around, applause. Here we go. Here we go. Do it. And on piano, Mr. Mark Edwards. Jolly good. Here we go. Mark Edwards, that's great. And, I'm dreaming of a white Christmas with every Christmas card I write. Sing along with me. Come on, everybody. Have the date. Just listen, I got the wrong words. And children, they listen to hear the sleigh bells in the snow. Oh, I'm dreaming of a white Christmas with every Christmas card I write. Oh, may your days be merry and bright, and may all your Christmases, all your Christmases be, all your Christmases be white. Be white, and may all your Christmases be white. Beautiful. And now we finish it. Thank you, Mr. Mark. Excellent, excellent, excellent shape.
And can I say happy birthday for last Thursday to Diana Harrison. And we know that you had a nice birthday, but we just wanted to say happy birthday for last Thursday.
Mary, did you know that your baby boy would one day walk on water? Mary, did you know that your baby boy would save our sons and daughters? Did you know that your baby boy has come to make you new? This child that you delivered will soon deliver you. Mary, did you know that your baby boy will give sight to a blind man? Mary, did you know that your baby boy will calm the storm with his hand? Did you know that your baby boy has walked where angels trod? When you kiss your little baby, you kiss the face of God. Mary, did you know? Mary, did you know? Blind will see, the deaf will hear, the dead will live again. The lame will leap, the dumb will speak, the praises of the Lamb. Mary, did you know? Mary, did you know? Mary, did you know that your baby boy is Lord of all creation? Mary, did you know that your baby boy would one day rule the nations? Did you know that your baby boy is heaven's perfect lamb? The sleeping child you're holding is the great Mary, did you know? Mary, did you know? Mary, did you know?
Wow.
How was that?
Wow, that was quite something.
Well, that's the first time we've sung that publicly.
It's the first time he sung that publicly, and he said to me earlier on, I'm not sure that I can do it. The first time I heard him on the recording, I said, did you do all of that all in one breath? And he said, yes, of course I did.
That's what I do, you know.
He's a clever man, my husband. He's a clever man.
Bravo, on top form, yeah. I think actually, and you can hear that song on the
It's-
27th here at Emmanuel, round the corner from us. Come, bring your friends, buy the tickets, get there. I want a full church, people. Please, I'd love a full church. Some screams, some shouts, some laughter. Loads of that for Christmas this year.
Are you going to sing the next one?
I am.
As a birthday tribute?
As a birthday treat for...
This is for Alan Chivers.
Yes.
Alan,
troublemaker of every single,
yes,
both
that's
of you.
right. Yes, but
Just as bad as each other.
It was your birthday on Friday, and I know that this is one of your favourite songs, so this one is for you.
Thanks, Rach. God of the moon and stars. Oh. There we go. There it is. And off we go. This from the album Moments, which is Lockdown Sessions 2. Remember, this new Christmas album is Lockdown Sessions 3, the third and final part of the trilogy of these lockdown albums that you've made possible. You're a good bunch. God of the moon and stars, God of the near and far, God of the fragile hearts we are, I come to you. God of our history, God of the future that will be, what will you make of me? I come to you. God of the meek and mild, God of the reckless and the wild, God of the unreconciled, I come to you. God of our life and death, God of our secrets unconfessed, God of our every living breath, I come to you. God of the rich and poor, God of the princess and the whore, God of the ever open door, I come to you. God of the unborn child, God of the pure and undefiled, God of the pimp
and beatified, I come to you. God of the war and peace, God of the junkie and the priest, God of the greatest and the least, I come to you. God of the refugee, God of the prisoner and the free, God of my doubt and certainty, I come to you. God of our joy and grief, God of the lawyer and the thief, God of our faith and unbelief, I come to you. God of the wounds we bear, God of the deepest dreams we share, God of our unspoken prayer, I come to you. God of a world that's lost, God of a lonely, lonely cross, God who has come to us, I come to you. The most beautiful arrangement by Mark Edwards, Jonathan Veira, and a beautiful song by Paul Field. That was for
Beautifully
Alan
done.
Shivers.
Beautiful.
Sue,
Said it
over
all.
to you.
Yes, just very quickly, because we've already given you quite a few bits and pieces. The important thing is to attend to this YouTube situation. What we are doing is we're releasing a few little extra snippets for you to look at on YouTube, little videos of me filming Jonathan wittering away and telling you some important information.
I don't witter.
So
I
on.
pontificate.
Pontificating.
Very different.
When you see them, what I need you to do is I need you to like, okay, give it the thumbs up that you like it, write a little comment underneath, and really important is that you actually subscribe. This is not going to cost you a bean, and what it means is that you will get more information, and what it means is that we'll get more facilities for us to be able to do more.
Things.
So we would really like to push those figures up of those people who subscribe.
We want 600 by the end of the month if we can get it.
So, like, comment, subscribe, and hit that
the bell.
because if you hit the notification bell, when I post something about Jonathan, you will be told about it and you can be one of the first to watch it. So, like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. If you want to write to me about anything, it's sue@jonathanveira.com. And that will come to me about tickets. That will come to me about if you want to book Jonathan for something, if you want to ask a question about CDs. If you want to order anything, and a few people have, I notice, if you'd like to order anything, it's on the shop, which is www.jonathanveira.com. And you can now also order the Christmas CD. There isn't much information up there about it at the moment. The tracks haven't been put up, but you can order it. And as soon as I get it in my hot little hand, it will be wending its way to you. So that's all on the shop.
If you'd like to order more than one copy,
if you'd like to order some more copies, then that would be marvellous, and that's www.jonathanveira.com.
Don't forget those of you who have kindly contributed to us at these difficult times. If you wish to, then you can do. Doesn't make. Remember, lots of people giving a tiny amount makes a lot of difference. Just it helps pay for the tuning of the piano, which I have to have done this week. It's gone again. That's another £70. So every 2 weeks, and I think Richard played it, and he played it hugely.
Yes,
and
and the poor little thing couldn't cope.
No, it's extraordinary playing.
Yes,
it's just the
indeed.
most wonderful time.
Indeed.
Thank you. So that's it, really.
What I want to say is, as Jonathan introduces the last couple of songs, is that one of the big joys of going out and meeting people is when people join us on the singing of these two songs. And I know that you join us from home. And so we are singing these with you. Okay, so go peaceful and the Lord bless you. Sing along, and we just are delighted to be here with you and delighted to welcome the new people, Anthea and Ruth. I know I've managed to catch up with you, and anyone else who's watching.
And watch again. Join us each week.
Do come again. Tony, I know you're watching us from the Isle of Wight. It's been lovely to chat to you.
Great.
And
and
commenting.
Anthony Cooper will be in touch for about next week.
Yeah,
so here's Go Peaceful.
Go peaceful in gentleness through the violence of these days. Give freely, show tenderness in all your ways.
Sing it for us now, Sue.
Through darkness, in troubled times, let holiness be your aim. Seek wisdom, let faithfulness burn like a flame.
God speed you, God lead you, and keep you wrapped around his heart. May you be known by love.
Be righteous.
Be righteous, speak truthfully in a world of greed and lies. Show kindness,
see everyone through heaven's eyes. God hold you, enfold you, and keep you wrapped around his heart. May you be known by love. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face to shine on you. The Lord bless you and keep you, and give you his peace. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face to shine on you. The Lord bless you and keep you, and give you his peace, and give you his peace.
The Lord bless you and keep you. turn his face towards you.
The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord turn his face toward you. The Lord bless you and keep you and be gracious to you. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord turn his face toward you. The Lord bless you and keep you and be gracious to you. Be gracious to you. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face to shine on you. The Lord bless you and keep you and give you his peace and give you his peace.
Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Next week,
Thank you, everyone.
hopefully we'll have Anthony Cooper, the veteran from Afghanistan. The week after, we have the great international singer-songwriter Bryn Howarth is coming in to sing songs from his new album, to chat about his life. You do not want to miss that one. Get that round watched, and we'll see you next week. God bless you. Good night. Bye-bye.